Hi there. Today we're going to move together in a way where we get our spine moving in all directions. This is a wonderful practice for not only just increasing our sense of well-being, reducing pain in our back and our body. It's great if you sit at a desk for a lot of the day, but moving the spine and increasing the flexibility and mobility is also a vital piece of overall physical well-being, and not only physical, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So you might wonder, well, why is our spine connected to our well-being in all of these areas? Well, if you think about it, the way that we hold ourselves in our bodies is often, if not always, reflected in the way that we feel, in the way that we think, in the way that we process our emotions, right? So if you're someone who has a very stiff body, maybe your spine is very stiff or your shoulders, then we often hold ourselves very stiffly up here in the front of our body, in our heart area. We might tense, hold ourselves like this kind of armor. In this way, notice how is it that you breathe? Even if you put yourself in this posture now, kind of tensing the shoulders up towards your ears, holding tension in your chest muscles, feeling tightness in your back, where does your breath go? For me, it's like hardly even going down halfway down my lungs, let alone this full body, full belly, cleansing, rejuvenating breath, right? Opening in our physical body helps us to open our heart, helps us to open our belly, helps us to open all of our energy centers, to breathe more deeply, to feel more fully, to think more clearly, and generally to move through the world with a greater sense of flow and trust and openness, right? All of these are prerequisites for holistic well-being. In the practices we're going to do today, I'm going to invite us to really focus in on the heart, breathing up into the heart, and noticing how working with these spinal movements helps us to feel differently, right? Another thing that happens when we're holding and clenching in the front of our body or the back of our body is that our emotions do not get to fully move through us, right? So we might be trapping, we might be experiencing either not fully allowing life in, or we might be experiencing things and not allowing them to fully process through us, right? So in many holistic medicine traditions, the root cause of disease is actually trapped emotional energy, right? Often grief or anger or sadness or loss or regret or shame or anything like this that's gotten trapped in the body and hasn't found its way to move through. It's just sitting here and continuing to fester, and often we will continue to attract situations into our life that will force us to process this, to relive this emotion, to relive this experience in a different way, to process that emotion. So enough being said about all of that. We're going to get into spinal movements, and we're just going to start by sitting comfortably in your chair, taking a few deep breaths in and out. Just invite you to roll your shoulders up and away from your ears. One direction and the other. And as you do this and as you move through these practices, just really keeping your awareness inside, noticing what is the felt experience of moving your body in these ways. Let's move the neck, rotating one side to the other. You might notice whatever your range of motion is here, maybe coming one side, gently pressing on the side of the ear to bring the ear closer to the shoulder, and the other side. And no worries if your range of motion is not super flexible here. We're going to work to improve it over time. And just simply nodding the head down, chin to the sky, and staying connected with your breath, chin to chest, chin to sky. And then if it feels good, you can explore a few rotations of the neck. So chin to the chest, rotating right ear, right shoulder, and then left ear, left shoulder. So just intuitively moving your neck as we prepare for our first spinal movement. Oops, headphones are falling out. These exercises, very simply, can be done seated or lying down, seated or standing is what I'm meaning to say. Technically, they could be, for the most part, done laying down as well. Our first spinal practice is going to be flexion and extension of the spine. So this is kind of the arching and the rounding, the forward and backward movement. So if we imagine this is our spine, this is the front, this is the back, this is the rounding and the arching here. So we've got our flexion and our extension. All right. So this is where we're kind of in a back bend, and this is where we're bending forward. Okay. So to try this seated, we're simply going to, there's a few different levels that we can bring this to, but I just like to start opening the arms out wide to the side, gazing up, shining your heart forward, and exhale, rounding your shoulders, bringing your hands together, curling the chin to the chest. Do that a few more times. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. And really feel this wave of energy moving through your spine. Inhale, opening. Just allow your arms to move as an extension of that wave. Letting your hands be the last piece that just kind of unfolds here from your spine. Good. And now we're going to hold for a few seconds open. Opening the arms. Great. Shining your heart forward, gazing up. Maybe holding the breath in here, and then exhale. We're going to round and actually hug yourself. Curl your chin to your chest. Good. A few more times like that. Inhale, opening your heart. Imagining any armor that you have on your heart just kind of breaking open here, dissolving and letting you feel and love freely in the world. Exhale, rounding, curling, and hugging. Inhale, I am open. Exhale, I am safe. Inhale, I am open. Exhale, I am here. Good. So you can do that a few times. And then when you finished your flexion and extension, we're going to move into side bends. So simply reaching one arm up and over, keeping both sitting bones grounded, or if you're standing, keeping both feet anchored on the floor. Just exploring this side bend here. You can keep one hand down, feel this finger reaching down towards the floor. Good. So this one we're bending laterally side to side right now. If this is not front and back anymore, but side to side, we're curling in a C shape with the spine, right? This way. Exhale, curl. Inhale, arm back up. And exhale, curl. Good. After doing a few of these, it can be nice to just place your hands on your thighs and move the spine in all directions now. Front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. Really imagine, you can even close your eyes and visualize your spine moving in this way, circling the other way as well. Front, side, back, side. Good. And then our final practice is going to be twisting. So I like to start just with the hands on the shoulder blades. You can roll a few times out. Make sure your elbows are pointing out to either side, and then just simply twisting your body, rotating, keeping your hips square to the front, rotating right elbow forward, left elbow back. Deep breath here, and back to center. Exhale, inhale, exhale, twist. Generally nice to twist to come into our more like contractive motion with the exhale, almost like you're squeezing out a sponge. Inhale back to center, a couple more like this. Exhale. And then if you like, you can open your arms, you can place your hand down on your knee or behind your chair. You find your own way to twist here that feels good. So we're rotating. If this is our spine, we're rotating around the center axis. All right. This is a wonderful cleansing, detoxifying stretch. Honestly, if I had to choose one, it would probably be this one. I think twisting just feels so good for the inner organs. After you finish all of these stretches, just go ahead and take a few deep grounding breaths, noticing how it is that you feel in your body. Maybe finishing with a few sighs, grounding vocal sighs out through the mouth. You can finish by placing a hand on your heart and your belly. We spoke in the beginning about how moving the spine in this way can help open the body and open the emotional centers, help us to process and to feel our emotions, to let life move through us, right? I like to think of our physical body like a river, the channels in our body, the channels through which our blood is flowing, the channels through which our organs are moving, our food, everything that our body takes in, the waters in our body. We really want this to be like a river, like a clean, fresh flowing river. We don't want it to be clogged up with logs and muck and everything that's clogging the river and making it dirty and stagnant. We want it to flow freely. And so opening our body through practices like this and many, many other somatic practices helps not only our physical body to cleanse and detoxify, but our emotional body to process emotions so that we're not holding on to anything, allowing that to clog up our perception of life. All right. So thank you so much for doing this practice with me, and I hope that you find it helpful. And that you may include these spinal stretches into your day.